I am looking to sell this car because I'm afraid of getting into another body style. I've had a w140 parts car for quite some time now, and it has really everything this car would need to make it nice except paint. And granted, you could see how it's shiny on the sides, but the top and the hood seem like the paint's really shot. I'm gonna have to step inside and get the key because, oh, my bad. I guess the seats do work without the only thing that wasn't working was I can hear the motor running in the seat here for the headrest, but you know, all the other motors seem to work fine, and you can see the tear in the driver bolster over there, and then also the wood. This center console is like a lighter color and, you know, worked over. I was interested in what this here, so this is I guess this is the, we don't have the buttons, so I think we just have the roller for, I'm gonna guess, lumbar support. Looks like there's two owner's manuals here, and of course the page that I want is stuck together, probably from leaving it out. But here it goes, it's lumbar support. So that's the only thing that we've got here is, you know, the 1 through 5 on the lumbar support for the seats. There's there's paperwork mostly up until about 2012 when the owner that truly loved this car died. And I haven't gotten into vacuuming the passenger side yet, but I cleaned these floor mats that look to me like probably maybe for a gray interior car. I don't even necessarily know if they are for a w140. Let's see how well they'll fit. Yeah, I guess maybe they're 140, but maybe not. I don't know. Well, I'll just leave that there. But yeah, that curve there makes it look like it's probably maybe not for a w140 now that I see that. I'm not sure if I have the correct floor mats in the other car. And then you see the backing starting to come off of these. So I guess now that I come to think of it, it seems like with these gray sheepskins, I wonder if somebody was thinking that they would you know, install this stuff from a gray car in here. I don't know. But it came with the car, so I'm putting it down in here. I'm not sure it's going to make anything look better. And these were just up here because I had some tires that I was mounting, and I didn't want them to mess up the back seats. But the little button on the dash that will drop the headrests work, and it also has these headrest cover things. I guess it'll be interesting to see if that works while the car is, whoops. Let's see, I'm gonna press this button. Let's see if that works while the car's not on. No, yeah, I think the car has to be on for that. So like under here, there's some real nice wood. You know, the wood across here is all good, but this fell off. I don't know if I slammed the door on it, and you can see like maybe the glue came off, but again, I have the entire dash from the other car that's in great shape. So, you know, none of this is really concerned. The power mirror works. Again, everything but that headrest and the radio, there are things that don't work. Oh, the soft close was at first not working on the driver's side, but it came back to life. So you have to get it a little bit closer for it to work. But also now I've got 5 tires in the trunk. It's a great thing about the trunk of these. These 2 are brand new. The spare underneath is a good usable spare. These here, as you can see, have significant dry rot cracking, so need to replace them. You know, the clear coat on those is not really great. It did pass inspection, but I did not you know, pay for it or go inside to get the title in my name and stuff like that. These here, I think these work or worked on my old car, or my parts car. So those reversing indicator antennas work, the sunroof works, central locking works, and it's missing this panel right here, and I think there's probably another panel up there that can come out of the other car. I'm not 100% sure if there's a panel for that, but I'm hoping that they'll fit from the gas car in those 2 spots right there. I haven't checked the parts catalog, but you know, the hood pad's in good shape. And one thing I noticed is that this thing here is broken, so you can only fill up the washer fluid so much before it spills out. I think that the fan clutch needs to be replaced, because this doesn't firm up the way I'd like, and I think now idling it's fine, but running I've noticed it gets up above 110 Celsius. There is moisture in the headlights, but I'm thinking we could take those from the other car also. The headlight wipers, this side I haven't gotten that to work at all. That one would work, maybe intermittently, as headlight wipers do. The wiring is all taped up because it has been replaced and spliced in underneath over there. So that wiring is good. I was really wondering what this wire was, but then I saw it's just an extra one coming out of the loom that was never connected over there. Not sure where the wiring harness came from, but everything is running great. I had needed to disconnect these 2 lines because I was getting some leaking related to the turbo vacuum lines, but I found the leak, fixed that. I also replaced all these fuel hoses here because they were leaking, and you know, haven't really had to do much to this car. It's just amazing how quickly it's come back to life. So it's been sitting here overnight, haven't run it in a while, and I'm gonna go get my key, and got the key. So it does only have this one key, which is, you know, unfortunate because it used to have the infrared, or I think it's infrared system for the alarm system. So that brings up another thing. So I noticed that the key will lock the doors from the driver's side and turn on the alarm, right? But it's interesting that the driver's side will not turn off the alarm and open it up. So if I open the door right now, the alarm will go off, but the trunk works and the back. So I think the alarm will go off. Let's go ahead and test it. Yep. Right? So if that happens, just come in here, and that the door on the passenger side also works. So that's, you know, probably one of the maybe most frustrating issues, but it's very easy to come up to the car and lock it or unlock it from the trunk or even the passenger door. With Mercedes, it's top back to lock, and you can see that it's all locked now, but I can unlock it from the passenger door or from the trunk, and it works just fine. But so that's an issue. And so it's been sitting. Let's start it up. Now, there was no floor mat for the driver here that came with it, but now that I see that the colors don't really match, maybe it's not that big of a deal. But now the car is ice cold, right? And there's the glow plug light right there. So it's out, and you see it starts right up. Now, I've had issues where the idle is a little low because I had an issue with the throttle linkage, but fixed that. Like, there was a vacuum hose that got tangled up in it. But like, you know, it just seems like it's really coming back to life so simply. Now, the bulb indicator, I've really spent some time trying to figure that out because I think it comes on when I hit the brakes, but the brake lights are fine, like all three of them. So the bulb indicator light is kind of a hassle or a pain, but this car just kind of a dream to drive. Now the steering wheel's got this cover on it, and I do have another steering wheel that's nicer on the other car, so we can take that. But you know, I just try to, let's see some things. So like, here's the mirror. Let's see. So you see, you can adjust that with the power. You know, it's the switch down here is a little gunked up. So like, it seems to, if you don't press hard in whatever direction you're going, it'll want to go left for some reason. So that's kind of annoying, but I think it just, this little switch needs to be cleaned a little bit. So in any case, that, I think that's kind of cool that actually works. It's trying to get it adjusted the way I want. Yeah, you got to push real hard on the up to get it to go up. All right, that should work for me. It doesn't, there you go. Okay, so let's get rolling. Now again, this car seems like it was neglected and just left out underneath the tree for quite some time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on it. It's cold, but so this is like, you know, floored, and you can see the MPG gauges going, and there is a little bit of a vibration when you're coming up to about 20 or 25 miles an hour in the drive shaft. So I think that maybe the center bearing needs to be checked out. We're riding the butt of a Corvette here. So there's that little vibration as you're coming up to 20, but it goes away. This speaker grill is a little bit popped up here. Again, you know, any parts can be taken off of my 1993 300 SE parts car, the exact same year. That car has no title, or a salvage title in the name of a dead guy that my wife ran through the washing machine. So, clean title. There's a big bump in the road. Now we've got these big 18-inch tires on here that are pumped up to like, I don't know, 50 PSI or something like that. So we're hearing every single bump in the road right now. But those tires had been leaking at, you know, at the bead. I had to bead seal the one tire, and that's why they're all pumped up so much. But again, I've got all the other tires in the trunk of this thing we're driving around. But the thing cruises flawlessly at 80 miles an hour with these big tires that are, you know, over pumped. And you know, I can, you know, get it out on the highway. I guess it's a 15-minute video so far. let's go for it. I'll just do maybe like another minute or so with a little short strip of highway before I come back and take it to the park for some pictures. Got some pictures near a Mercedes dealership at night, but I think the pictures in the park will probably look a lot nicer. I have to get over to the right here, and you know, I did notice that I think when I get on it in, I think it's third gear, if I let the revs go real high, so I get the pedal to the floor, I think the tachometer, there it goes, it starts to fall down right now. So I don't know what's causing that, but my friend Jason told me that these diesels have a rev limiter in the injection pump anyway, so it's not like you can over rev the engine. I was worried about that with the tach, but you know, it doesn't seem to be a worry. Now you can see that it's starting to come up to 100 degrees already, even though you know, we haven't been driving very long, but I haven't noticed it ever get up to the 120 mark, and certainly never into the red. So I don't know if that's going to be a concern, but again, it sure seems like a fan clutch is the issue with that. So you know, here I am, you know, no hands on the steering wheel here, and so I guess we're getting a little bit of pulling to the left. So you see I have to just every once in a while give it a little bit of, you know, and the road's going to curve here, so like now I'm hands off, but I'm going to grab the steering wheel here and it goes. So you know, it's really a pretty smooth ride. I really think about keeping this car for myself, but the fact is that I have so many cars. I literally have 25 Mercedes-Benz, and if I could get rid of this and the parts car, maybe get somebody a great driver, then I would be down to 23, and that would be progress for me. So like I said, it's really tough, and this car can really spoil you with the soft close. You know, I go back to the previous S-Class, and I'm like having to slam the doors to get them to close, and you know, the soft close is just so nice, and this thing is just such a big sofa. I think that maybe I'm just gonna go take it down to the farm. My brother-in-law, who lives there, really, there's the tach falling down at the top of second gear. So he was like, wow, look at this luxury cruiser, when he was looking at my parts car. So I'm starting to wonder, maybe I ought to maybe even just give it to him, you know, as a gift. So that's why, you know, I'm gonna have a lower end on my price that I'll accept for this car, because I mean, it just rides so smooth. It's the diesel, you know, it's just been so little work. Yeah, fan clutch probably is like next on the list, but I don't think I even necessarily need to do that. The wheels that are on it, those 18-inch wheels, right now I have tires that are small enough to put on the older cars, and I think about putting on larger ones to be right for this car, but I really don't need to do that. So, you know, I could accept less money if I don't include those wheels that I could use or sell later. So I'm guessing that's probably going to be the most likely thing to do, even though the current situation, you know, I'm going to take pictures of the car with those 18-inch wheels on there, but it's probably going to ride smoother with the big 16s and the big cushy 60 profile sidewall instead of what we've got right now are 40 and 35. So, you know, there are some pretty short sidewalls. and it's still, you know, riding totally smooth. It's, you know, no hands on the wheel right now, you know. Oh, the radio, as mentioned, that doesn't work, right? The lighter does work, but it's one of these, you know, larger Mercedes ones that, like, you have to push the thing in and push it to the side. So, like, a little shim is almost necessary. It brakes straight, like I said, past inspection, no issues. You know, I may have the washer reservoir, a good one, in the other car. The bulb thing, I'm not sure I'm ever going to figure that one out. And so anyway, I am being followed by a police officer right now. It's county police, and tags are expired on this thing, and I'm videotaping, so got lucky not getting followed by that police officer. But I'm about to head up a really steep hill. We're by a park here, and heading down to the river, and then when I get to the top, I'm gonna take this to the park and take some pictures to try and do my best at selling it. There's something in the road there, swerving around, and I mean, it really just is a pleasure to drive this thing. So smooth. Yeah, not a monster with the 3.5 diesel in this big heavy car, but going up the hill. Here's a steep hill, still managing to accelerate up the hill, and there's that vibration in the drive shaft that went through, and it seems to be gone now at the higher speeds. And our temperature, you see it's up above 110, but you know, I think it settles in around that temperature. But I don't know if you can see, like, you know, yeah, the miles per gallon when I floor it do drop, right? And I'm not sure if I just saw the traction control light come on or not, but I think that might have something to do with the size of the tires being a little different. I don't know though, but you know, I didn't see that before. So here we are in the park, and it'll be time for me to take some pictures. Speed bump. Boom, boom. A little squeak in the suspension there, not much. I think I have a spot over here that I like to take my pictures that is off the road, where there's a parking spot, but oh no, there's somebody in the spot. But maybe I could find a spot that'll work. Man, there's two cars there. I think there's only 2 parking spots there. It's nice when I can get a spot there all alone for pictures, but this will probably have to do.